I've sat there overnight drinking a 12-pack of beer in college with a 35-millimeter camera hooked to a 12-inch refractor telescope and taken photos of Saturn and Jupiter and watched it as it's turning, watched the globes turning. I put green lenses on, the telescope and could watch the sun and over, an hour see it turn and see, see coronal mass ejections moving in the time lapse. Boom, it's round, done.
Well, it's not the best of arguments, but it is an argument that WitShit has no coherent answer for. I suppose we're doing that this week. Better roll the intro. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Sarcastic Bomb, and welcome to the channel. And thank you to everyone who viewed last week's video, liked, commented, everything like that. It's amazing to see so many of you still out there. The next thing we're going to ask you to do, though, is ideas for a new intro. Want to do something about 10 seconds long? What do you reckon? Stick it in the comments down below, and we can start planning something out for moving forward in the future. Yay! Right, anyway, back to the topic of tonight, which is WitSit's video debatey thing from Tuesday with InfoWars, where it was just really a bunch of word salad. There are no other ways to describe it. And he honestly showed he had nothing. The simplest questions were, oh, torus field this, oh, magically charged and things. Well, why does this look like this? Well, of course it looks like that, because that's how they made the model. Right, okay. So we're not obviously going to go through the whole video because it is a long-ass debate. But we're going to look at a couple of little highlights, have a bit of fun, have a bit of a laugh, and drink a couple of beers. Well, you are, I'm not, because it's 2 in the afternoon. I don't like doing these videos sober.
A couple images here, because this again sort of illustrates to me that not only is the moon a sphere, but it's being lit by a light source that is extremely far away. We can go to some of the pictures called Ball and Moon. And there are a couple of these, but you can do it yourself. If you see the moon during the daytime and you hold a ball up, they have essentially the same shadow. It will be cast on the ball as the moon because they're both being lit by the same source, which would be the sun, which would be extremely far away. So how would this happen without an extremely far away sun lighting both the ball and the moon?
Now, that's quite a reasonable question. Here we have the moon, here we have a ball. Both look the same when lit from far away. Seems quite logical, because the sun has to be far away to light up the moon. The moon can't be self-illuminating if it's giving the same pattern as you can see on the ball, because that would just be silly, and the fact the moon's got shadows on means it can't be self-illuminating either. But do we think WitSit's going to give any sort of credible answer? Or is it just going to be, oh, look, no, things?
Well, for one, they actually don't look entirely the same, right? You will actually see that there's a gradient of light on a spherical object.
Ah, yes, the gradients. Surely that has nothing to do with the size and scale and basically the difference in distances of the two objects you're looking at. No, it must be because it's something completely different and not the sun lighting them up.
They are somewhat similar, yes. That's how we made the model, right? We looked at the sky and then we created the model over hundreds of years. So, of course, it matches the sky. That's how we made it, the globe Earth model. But
hang on, are you saying the globe Earth model was made by real-life observations? How strange. But apparently you do real-life observations and you don't come up with a globe. Even though you're agreeing that things that we see are the same because they match the model and the model's based on the real-world observations. He doesn't think these things through, does he?
I'm not. There could be a relationship between it being lit up, or there are many theories about it. Like everything, it could have an electromagnetic relationship. It could be charging up. It could all be within the same energetic cycle above us or whatever.
No, there's one theory on what lights it up. A theory supported by real-world observations and things like that. And then there's your just spunk waffling twat garbage word salad of it might be an electromagnetic thing. And what, and it's charging up the ball the same way? No, I didn't think it was either.
I'm not even saying that they don't have a relationship. Many people have tried to, measure the moonlight and say it isn't hot, and there's all debate about that and stuff. But
of course, there's going to be cold moonlight in there. Doesn't seem to say which side he lands on that one, does he? But the way he says, "Oh, there's theories about this, there's theories about this." No. There's hypotheses about it. Theory has to have some supporting evidence, and this is why flat Earth isn't even a theory.
This is kind of what I was talking about, though. I get that this is probably even a good faith, genuine question. That's how you want to know how everything works. And since we've been given all these alleged answers as to how it works,
what? There's no probably about it. That is a genuine, good faith question. We can see this in the sky, and we can replicate the same effect on Earth using a ball. Why? It's as simple as that. And yes, he does want to know. He wants to know if you've got any basic understanding of, one, the model you're trying to disprove, and two, your lack of model thing that you believe in and wank over. I think it shows that you don't. Because you'll just come out with word salad answers over and over, and then say, we've been given all these alleged answers on how this works. No, there's one answer. Sun is there, sun shines on things. Brilliant.
we think, well, flat Earth has to replace everything I was told is true. But not really. We see a star through the moon. What they said can't be true. Like we just saw that the moon looks blue during the day.
Oh, well, more lies are coming out from the WitShit Flat Earth Brigade. We saw a star through the moon. No, you didn't. Where's the picture of it? Oh, but I saw it. No, hot pixel on a camera. People would notice if you started seeing stars through the moon. And don't just say, oh, it's only flat earthers who would notice. No. You get people like Red's Rhetoric who take pictures of the sky all the fucking time. I think one of them's going to notice. And as for your completely and utterly stupid, well, we just saw the moon looking blue. Hey, look, I'm looking red. Almost as if we're looking through something that might change the colour of what you see behind that thing. It doesn't mean that I am actually red. No, almost as if you're seeing the moon through Earth's atmosphere. Fucking moron.
And then we showed a picture of the Earth from the moon, which was NASA came out and admitted they photoshopped one of those pictures and didn't tell the public about it. Right, just a second ago that was shown. So
that was shown a second ago. When? In this video? Because I didn't see that. I mean, I might have blocked out the memory from pure and utter fucking boredom of having to listen to this crap. But in the section that we're going through with the moon and things now, it was never mentioned, and it was never shown, and it was never talked about being photoshopped. The only time I've seen Photoshop ones that come up is when flat earthers have photoshopped them to try and prove point and say, look, this one's fake, see? Ha ha ha! Yeah, but you made that. It's not on the official NASA website. Like Flat Earth Dave does with all his photos. He fucking lies his fucking ass about them.
I guess what I'm saying is do you agree that if the radius of the globe is falsified, everything else is falsified? So as to a question like, how would the moon work on a flat Earth? I don't know, but it is.
Wouldn't you first have to prove that Earth's radius has been falsified? And to do that, you'd then have to prove that all maps are wrong. So you'd have to go out and actually measure things. Maybe flat earthers, instead of investing money in gyros and things like that, could just get a boat and go sailing. Can any of you swim? And I mean, there's not many swimming pools in basements of people's houses, but it's a genuine question.
Because we measured the surface of the Earth. I think that is the most important part. And I want to say this one more thing. When it comes to, you're right, it's like you can't look at the ceiling and say that's what the floor is, right? Mm-hmm. It's even more than that. It's if the Earth is in the center of the entire universe.
The what? The Earth's in the center of the universe. Okay. Take it that's for a flat Earth perspective, because you're saying Earth's in the center, whereas we can see through orbits and things that we're not in the center. No? Maybe? I don't know. Seems a very stupid fucking point to try and make.
If you assume that the sun is 93 million miles away and this huge ball of gas in a vacuum, if you assume the size of it and then you assume gravity, which is that, the bigger the mass, the more gravitational pull, which isn't even considered a pull or force anymore because that doesn't work. But that's actually not true either. The heliocentric model doesn't work. I mean, this is why we have dark matter.
Though.
Once again, WitShit has to resort to lying. Our understanding of the universe might not be perfect, and we definitely don't know everything about it. But we understand gravity enough to be able to put things into orbit and to be able to plan their route through a solar system and very slowly but surely get them out of a solar system, slingshotting round planets, because we understand the mass and the gravity of those objects. Now, you want to go up a bigger scale? Yeah, fine. We don't understand all of that. Doesn't mean the model doesn't work. It just means we don't fully understand everything about it. And considering Flat Earth doesn't even have a map, I think we're a lot further along in the world of understanding than Flat Earth is.
It doesn't work because this is why we have dark matter. There are certain aspects of it that we haven't figured out yet, but the stuff we have figured out works extremely well, right?
No. In 1933, a guy named Fritz Zwicky went and looked at galaxies, and he saw that this coma cluster, so a cluster of galaxies, it was off by 99% the amount of mass it was supposed to have for gravity to be true. And so they just said, oh, well, just plug in a number for missing mass. Now they call that missing mass dark matter, and it's still there, and it makes up 83% of the entire universe.
At this point, he does seem to break down like every other flat earther. No, it doesn't work because of dark matter. And I do feel like if his debate opponent was anyone with more of a scientific understanding, or someone who's done even more research into all this and followed the community for a while, he could have then asked the follow-up question of, well, what is dark matter? And I think that could have made for an interesting crumbleization of WitShit's image, even more than the dumpster fire that's already going on. It is a shame to have someone who isn't as versed, but it means he asks good questions. He points out simple things that flat earthers like, shit, he wasn't supposed to say about this crap. Torus fields.
This model isn't even close to working. Gravity is off by 83%. How bad does your theory have to be before it's considered wrong?
Gravity is off by 83%. Right. So I'm guessing that's the whole throwback for the dark matter of, with something there, we don't know what it is. It doesn't really interact with light, so we call it dark matter, but it has a gravitational force attached to it. Brilliant. So you think because of that, gravity is off by 83%. So things don't drop at 9.8 meters a second squared on average over Earth? No. We don't know how big we need to build a boat to displace enough water to counteract the force of gravity pulling it down, because we're off by 83%. Of all the things to come out with, that's probably one of the most stupid flat earth things I've actually heard. And I hear a lot of stupid things. I mean, a lot of the time they're from my own mouth. But that takes the fucking biscuits. Oh, I'm definitely going to need a drink tonight. Jesus Christ. Right, I think that's going to do for the video tonight. We didn't get through half as much of this debate as I wanted to. I forgot there wasn't really little points and they go on nice long tangents, which is great for breaking down into little points. So I'm going to finish editing all this out now, and then I'm probably going to watch MC Toon's coverage of it, because I thought, right, I don't want to watch anyone else's till I do my own, because otherwise I get influenced by somebody else, and I want to be me. So we're going to leave this one here. Thank you very much to all my members, patrons, everyone who subscribes, comments, and makes these videos possible. You're all goddamn awesome. Please don't forget, leave a comment down below for ideas for new intro. What do you want to see? What should we go for? Yeah, I'm open for whatever. If someone's really cool and can do a recommendation with like pictures so I can get more of an understanding, even better. Basically, just do all the work for me and then I don't have to. Right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. No, there's one theory on what's like... Fuck. Again, WitShit has to lie. Our understanding of the... Now, this just seems like every other flat earther, though, doesn't it? It's like, oh, it doesn't work because of this. Okay. I do feel like if you have no actual answer for it. And what do you mean we've been given all these different answers for how it... There are many theories on what's lighting it up. No, there's not. There's a theory on what's lighting it up, and then there's just the absolute barbagey spank-wankle waffle crap that you spout. That was almost going to be a proper sentence then. Ah, well. See, going on... Now I think that's a nice, logical question. There is the moon, here is a ball. Why do they look the same when they're being lit up? Now, do we think Wits is going to give a reasonable sort of answer? Say, well, that could be because that I can't even think of what reason he'd give. No. Test. Oh, still got my headphones on. Oops. Well, it's not the best of arguments, but it is a...